In the future, gaming will be so advanced. Created by two friends called James Halliday and Ogden Morrow, a virtual reality gaming world called the Oasis would be used by almost everybody to escape from reality. Since a lot of people will be spending most of their time in the Oasis, people would meet and be friends there. However, after a few years Ogden Morrow would be out of the picture. This would leave James Halliday as the sole owner of the biggest gaming empire in the world. The Oasis would be a huge part of people's lives such that there would be no difference between losing your money in the Oasis and losing your money in real life. Unfortunately, 15 years after launching the Oasis, James Halliday died. This left the biggest, most profitable company in the world with no owner. James Halliday, however, left behind 3 keys and challenges and riddles that would lead to the keys. The first person to get all 3 keys would not only gain control of the entire Oasis, but also inherit Halliday's fortune of over $500 billion. It is in the Oasis that Wade would meet his friends. Although they had never met in real life, Wade had met up with all the friends he had in the Oasis. Friends like Age, a great mechanic whose avatar in the Oasis had a robotic body. Dato and Shaw, both who used avatars which looked like ninjas. Since Halliday passed away, only one riddle had been solved, opening up a portal that led to some race. People had tried to win the race but nobody had reached the finish line in over 5 years. This however did not deter Wade and his friends. They would always show up and try to win the race. Also, gamers referred to as Sixers working for a company called Innovative Online Industries, also known as IOI, were very interested in the keys. IOI was the second largest company in the world and the owner, Sorrento, was determined to get the keys and become the owner of the largest company in the world. In one of their races, Wade almost won but lost just at the finish line. He noticed that there was no way to win and realized the gamer behind was in danger. He manages to pull her from her bike right on time before a King Kong-like character crushes her bike. Later they take the girl's bike to H's garage so that he can fix it. As H is fixing the bike, Wade and the girl, called Samantha, get to know each other a bit. It is evident that both of them are huge fans of James Halliday. The next time Wade is in the Oasis, he decides to go visit Halliday's memories. Halliday claimed that all clues to his challenges would be found there. Stored in 3D images and videos, you would request for a specific memory and the curator would show it to you. While there, in one of the memories, he sees how Halliday hated rules. He sees him complaining about how he hated that things had to change and move forward. He wonders why things cannot go back. This gives Wade a crazy idea. He figured he probably had a clue to solving the race challenge. When the race is about to start, Samantha can tell that Wade has found something out. Wade, however, does not tell her the clue. He waits for the race to begin, and once it does, he starts driving in reverse. To his surprise, the wall behind falls, revealing some sort of back entrance to the race. Wade easily drives through the race and finally gets to the finish line. There he meets with James's Halliday's avatar called Anorak. Wade is dumbfounded on seeing Halliday's avatar. Anorak hands him the first key of 3 and gives him a clue to the next key. Also, he receives a few 100,000 coins to his account which he goes shopping with. Samantha, who witnessed Wade driving in reverse, also drives in reverse on the next race and also receives the clue. Wade also tells H, his friend, and unsurprisingly, Dato and Shaw also figure out how to win the race and they all end up receiving the clue to the next challenge. As expected, Wade's win did not make everybody happy. IOI was especially angered since its shareholders started losing faith in their ability to win the keys. Its shares dropped, making Sorrento extremely mad. He plans a meet-up with someone who appears to be a hitman and asks him to find Wade. Meanwhile, Wade and Samantha are busy working on the clue they acquired. The clue claimed Halliday regretted a leap not taken. They go back to Halliday's memories looking for anything that would help them. They figure out that Halliday was in love with Kira, his partner's girlfriend. He however never told her, even when she asked him to dance, and they ended up watching a movie instead. Wade bets with the curator that that memory is the only memory that mentions Kira. Meaning it had to be a clue. To the curator's surprise, it is true, and having lost the bet gives Wade a coin, which is all the money he had. Samantha asks him to meet on some club in the Oasis the next day. When they meet up, Samantha tells Wade that she thinks the leap not taken was Halliday not dancing with Kira. They think that if they do dance, something would definitely happen. Wade is a bit skeptical since people dance all the time and nothing happens, but Samantha tells him it's probably because none of them had the first key. As they are talking, the hitman hired by Sorrento can be seen stalking them. They start dancing and nothing happens. As they are dancing, Wade is carried away and ends up telling Samantha his real name, something that is considered to be very dangerous since only avatar names were used in the Oasis. Especially at this specific moment when Sorrento's hitman was listening. A group of IOI members storm into the dance floor and start shooting them. Something that would only slow him down since killing someone's avatar would not make them stop but only make them start over with nothing. Before they can kill their avatars, Wade uses some device he had purchased earlier that reversed the last 60 seconds. After they escape, Samantha is extremely angry with Wade. She tells him that he does not take reality seriously. He is so used to living in the Oasis that he thinks everything is a game. She walks off leaving Wade behind. Wade removes his gaming helmet and is about to leave the Oasis when he receives a notification. When he puts on his helmet, he surprisingly appears as a hologram in Sorrento's office. Sorrento proposes an alliance. He tries to convince Wade to join him, pretending to be a huge fan of James Halliday. However, Wade can see through his lies and knows he is just being fed information by a group of nerds in the next room. Sorrento suddenly changes his tone and tells him he is glad he refused, calling him by his real name and telling him he knows his address. Wade realizes it is a distraction. He tries telling Sorrento that he is not even home but he wouldn't listen. He removes his helmet and immediately calls his aunt who they were staying with to try and warn her to leave the house immediately. However, he is too late. Just as he is almost getting there, there is a huge explosion. Wade figures that his friends might also be in danger. He goes back to his trailer to try and warn them. However, a huge man appears behind him and puts a handkerchief over his nose, rendering him unconscious. When he wakes up and his blindfold is removed, he finds a girl seated in front of him. He immediately figures out that it is Samantha. She tells him she figured IOI would be coming after him and offers her condolences. As they are talking, Samantha figures out the second clue. They immediately call the other guys and head to Halliday's memories. Samantha figured that the leap not taken was not dancing with her but rather not kissing her. They figure out which movie Halliday and Kira watched when she asked him to dance and immediately know the clue is there. The movie is a horror movie and the team has to relive scenes from the movie. After a few scary encounters and a lot of running and screaming, they eventually get to a room full of zombies and among them Kira dancing with them. Samantha makes her way through the zombies until finally she gets to Kira. Once she gets to her, she asks for a dance. Immediately she does so, Halliday's avatar, Anorak, appears and hands her the key. She opens a lock and receives the clue to the last and final challenge. Unsurprisingly, all the others manage to get the clue. This information gets to Sorrento, who is also busy chasing after the second clue. Sorrento is infuriated since he was sure he had taken care of Wade. As Wade and Samantha are talking, they are raided by IOI officials who had somehow managed to track them. They ran into the basement where Samantha tricks Wade into leaving her behind. She tells her she is right behind him but then tells him he is the only person who can win and that she will remain and slow them down. When he gets outside, Wade runs into someone who seems to know him but he doesn't recognize her. However, after a few minutes, Wade discovers it is Age. Apparently, Samantha had contacted the guys and informed them of their location and situation. Dato and Shaw were also there. The guys inform Wade that IOI had cracked the third clue. They had figured it was some video game that was in one of the planets in the Oasis. Sorrento was however not ready to let Wade and his friends get the chance to win the video game. Using one of the artifacts in the game, Sorrento creates a force field around the entire planet to keep everyone off. Wade and the guys decide to first rescue Samantha. It was obvious that an asset like her would be used as a Sixer, one of the many puppets IOI had. They hack into Sorrento's system using information Wade picked up while in his office earlier as a hologram. They cleverly trick him into giving him information on where exactly Samantha is. Once they get the information, they access her earpiece. They guide her on how she can free herself and escape the simulation. After she manages to get free, she informs the guys about Sorrento's plans. She informs them that Sorrento had used a device to seal off the planet and that he had planted explosives on the planet to keep everyone away. Wade opens a channel to every gamer in the Oasis informing them of the situation. He plans to radicalize all of them to move against IOI since Sorrento did not care about anyone but himself. The plan works and in a few minutes, multiple gamers from all over the Oasis gather on the planet all ready to fight IOI and Sorrento. Samantha, who is still in IOI offices, decides to help. The device Sorrento used could only be disarmed by Sorrento from his console. She sneaks into his office and gets access to his console. She then gets the code to deactivate the artifact and cleverly uses a floating speaker to stop the artifact. Immediately the force field is down. The hundreds of thousands of gamers rush in ready to battle Sorrento and the Sixers. A huge war follows with Sorrento using any and all upgrades he can to stop the group. Wade and his friends are however not going down without a fight. They give all they can and after losing a few soldiers along the way, finally get to the video game. Wade figures that the people were playing the right game the wrong way. The aim of the game was to enjoy it, not to win it, and they were all playing to win. Before he can play, Sorrento appears. He makes a final offer to Wade to join him, but Wade refuses. He threatens to blow up the entire planet and they start fighting. In the middle of the fight, however, Sorrento gets a chance and he activates the device to blow up the entire planet. The results are devastating considering almost all gamers had converged on the planet. The effects can even be seen in the real world. In the streets, masses had gathered all playing and they had lost everything. The scoreboard that kept scores of all players chasing the keys is also cleared, an indication that all was lost. However, from the dust, Wade appears. As it turns out, the coin the curator gave him when he won their bet was more than just a coin, it was an extra life. Wade immediately picks the controller and starts playing the game. He quite easily manages to complete the game. Halliday's avatar appears and hands him the key. The task is not easy since IOI was hot on their tail, ramming their car from all directions. It even gets worse when he has to open the lock that appeared considering he was in a shaky car. However, after enough attempts he finally manages to open it. A room full of golden treasures suddenly appears. Wade walks in and meets up with Halliday's avatar. The avatar hands him a pen and the contract to the company. Wade, however, is in no hurry to sign the contract. The situation reminded him of when Halliday made Ogden Morrow sign off his shares to Halliday. Something that James Halliday always regretted. He figures it is a trick and throws away the pen. Things in the room start shifting and suddenly, they are in a different room. Halliday, who this time appeared as himself, tells Wade that was his childhood bedroom. The room where the idea of the Oasis was conceived. He tells him he never fit in as a child and that is what led to the creation of the Oasis. He showed him a button that would let him control the entire Oasis. A button that could shut down the entire system. He then proceeds to hand him his reward in the form of a golden egg. Before leaving, Wade is confused about something. Halliday was not an avatar yet he was dead. He questions Halliday on the matter but he doesn't answer. Instead, he thanks him for playing his game and walks away. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Thanks.